We get into now topic one of the conversation here on the show, ladies and gentlemen, and it goes to athletic director Greg Byrne and the Crimson Tide. Greg Byrne and Alabama football has a chance to do something groundbreaking, monumental, next level. They have an opportunity to really not only change the landscape of college football from this perspective, but also dictate other programs in college football. And when you look at just this upcoming season for just a moment here, I know Alabama, it wanted to play Southern California. I know Greg Byrne, he wanted to play USC of the Pac-12, and it was going to set up to be a strong matchup, a great matchup, but we can't cry over the spilled milk now, just seeing how, of course, the global coronavirus pandemic and the Pac-12 had to, along with the Big 12, the Big 10, and the ACC, go to that conference-only look. So USC had to cancel the season opening matchup with Alabama. I mean, there were talks that Notre Dame would be the first team that Alabama would play, and Notre Dame would have been an instant classic. However, Greg Byrne saw maybe not now is the perfect time to play the Irish, so that got vetoed. And then, of course, TCU, at one point was a thought, but nobody has touched on that since. And now the latest team that has come up, BYU, and though Brigham Young, it's got history, it's got tradition, it's a good program, but not quite the standard that, Alabama wants to have in play here. So Greg Byrne and the Crimson Tide, there's an opportunity to start this season off with a blockbuster, big-time matchup, big-time game. And, Byrne, at 48 years of age, was brought into Alabama as one of the fiery, hungry, innovative, thought-provoking. He was brought in as one of the young, hotshot guns in terms of athletic directors. And I know he dabbles more so into basketball than football, but one of the first moves he made when he got to Tuscaloosa was extending Nick Saban's contract. So if he was able to get that done, Greg Byrne knows that there's an expectation among this fan base, among this program for, a lot of things. Alabama moves the needle in college football. Alabama is the elite program in college football. Since 2008, opposition has been chasing Nick Saban when you talk about national championships, top-ranked recruiting classes, getting quality coaches in the program, and putting players in the NFL draft. Other programs have been chasing Nick Saban. The idea from national media and rival fan bases since 2008 has been, is there any other team that can do what Nick Saban has done at Alabama? Is there any other coach, I should say, that can do what Coach Saban has done at Alabama, which is go on a 10-plus year unprecedented run of championships, top recruiting classes, putting guys consistently in the NFL, and this is why people are clamoring for the likes of Dabo Swinney and Clemson to go on that run, of Ryan Day and Ohio State to go on that run, of Kirby Smart and Georgia to go on that run, even down to Ed Orgeron and the LSU Tigers to go on that run. So since 2008, everybody's been kind of chasing Nick Saban, and I understand. For a lot of you fans out there, it's whatever Alabama puts on the schedule, whomever Alabama plays, it doesn't matter. I just want football, just want football, just want football. And while I agree, and while I totally agree, when something has been threatened to be taken away from you, or something is removed from you, and you're able to get that back, that thing becomes craved, that thing becomes valued even more, and the celebration behind it is no basic celebration. It's an extravagant celebration. It is, we got to do it big and we got to do it right because we almost did not have this. For example, before I started covering Alabama football full-time here at TDA, I actually was a teacher at a drug rehabilitation clinic off the prison system here. And just looking at the prison system, say, for example, your Uncle JoJo. Say, for example, Uncle JoJo went to prison, right? Uncle JoJo went to prison, and Uncle JoJo meant a lot to your family. And you never thought you would see Uncle JoJo go away because of how much he meant. And everybody in your family like, man, we ain't gonna never see JoJo get out. My partner ain't never getting out, man. Unc ain't never getting free, man. They ain't gonna never free Unc, man. Unc in here for the rest of his life. And the moment Uncle JoJo gets out of prison, everybody, you might have an idea to have a small, intimate get-together. That's not going to happen because the whole block going to be there. They going to bring the domino games. They going to bring the drinks. They going to bring the women. They going to bring the whole hood because Uncle JoJo out. They going to do it big because in their mind, we thought we were never going to see JoJo again. And that's kind of how this is in college football. For a lot of you out there, it was looking bleak in the last few months or so about we may not have college football, y'all. These cases have gotten too high. This corona gotten too high. This rona gotten too big, man. I don't know if we gonna have football, man. It ain't looking good, man. It ain't looking bleak. It's looking too bleak, bruh. I don't know. And now that there's an opportunity to have a college football season, Greg Byrne and Alabama, they have an opportunity to do this thing right. They have an opportunity here to do this thing big because, if Alabama schedules a big marquee matchup that gets people to the TV set, that gets people to buy tickets, that gets people to want to check this out, then it dictates to other programs out there, well, if Alabama's doing it, then, we got to do it because we ain't trying to fall behind. Perfect case and scenario, you all remember Roy Kramer, former SEC Commissioner Roy Kramer, who was over the conference from 1990 to 2002. The man was an absolute visionary. And sometimes people don't like to ride with the vision. Well, Roy Kramer in 1992, he's known as the father of the BCS, the Bowl Championship Series system. But Kramer in 92, he came up with the idea of putting the SEC in uncharted waters, in uncharted territory, having a conference championship game. Nobody had a conference championship game, a conference title game prior to Kramer coming in. It was, if you finish the season undefeated, you go play for the national championship. But Kramer wanted a way to get college football even more enticing, even more fun, even more energetic, even more entertaining. He wanted to have even more TV eyes on it, even more attention talking about it. So he pitched the idea of the SEC having a conference title game. Well, at first, a lot of people were against Kramer. Kramer, I think you old and senile, bruh. I don't think this is going to work. I don't think this is going to happen. What if it busts? What if it fails? What if it don't work out? But Kramer's thinking, what if it hits? What if it succeeds? What if it does great? What if everybody follows our lead? So he's thinking about the more positive picture here. And we all know the story. It became, Alabama, Florida, Legion Field in Birmingham for the SEC championship. I'm pretty sure Kramer had some fears because the game went back and forth like a seesaw, and he was holding his breath, thinking, "Lord, did I doom myself? Did I jeopardize, having Alabama get into the national championship game?" But thankfully, Antonio Langham got the pick six off Shane Matthews, tied 28-21. It worked. And it worked to where you had TV contracts. You had ABC, ESPN, CBS fighting for that SEC championship game. You had fans, that wanted to be a part of that. SEC fans and rival fan bases. And then, of course, since Kramer, every single Power 5 conference now has a conference title game since then. Sometimes you think about if Kramer didn't step out on that vision, do we have it? Do we get it? We never know. So Greg Byrne has this opportunity right now. To do what Kramer did in terms of, yes, USC was the scheduled game. It would have been great. It would have been nice, but now it's broken. You're not playing USC. You can't cry over spilled milk. This is his opportunity to do right, not only by the Alabama fan base and the Alabama program, but now dictate to the rest of college football. He gets to go out here and handpick an opponent and handpick who he wants to play? This is huge here, for athletic director Greg Byrne. And just to me, if Alabama was able to hit on, playing Oklahoma, that's a blockbuster matchup. That's getting people to a TV set. That's getting people to buy tickets to the game. If it's Alabama, Texas, same deal. That's a blockbuster matchup. I gotta see it, gotta watch it. That's getting people to the game. Whether it's Oklahoma State or West Virginia, maybe a UCF, whomever Greg Byrne decides to put on the schedule, go after making those phone calls, it's gotta be a matchup that sets the tone. Because like I said, we were so close to having football being pried from our hands here, folks. And for Alabama, biggest program in college football, got to be able to have this done right in terms of the season opening matchup. But we take our first break here on the show. Got to remind you though, folks, Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes are good friends at Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes. If you use the code TDA Emily's, you earn 10% off all orders over $30. That is Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes. Link will be found in the description. But upon our return, we take your phone calls, your tweets, your chats, your thoughts, your questions, your concerns after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care. In support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best in Alabama football content, subscribe here and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.